Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seattle, Washington. We are at Iron Coaching Court inside Royal Broome Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast this afternoon. The Falcons take on the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. They are ranked number 23 in the nation. They come in with a record of 20-4 overall, 11-2 in the GNAC. That's good for second place behind Western Washington. And those two teams will match up again next week, Billings and Western Washington. The Falcons will be up there as well. And on Montana State Billings will be there on Thursday, and SPU will be there Saturday at currently number 8 ranked Western Washington. As the Yellow Jackets on a roll, 9-0 in 2023. They have not lost since New Year's Eve. And the Falcons have stumbled a little bit lately. They are still in 4th in the GNAC, but their conference record now 7-6, and their overall record 12-9. Still single-digit losses for them. They will try to keep that going this afternoon. Yellow Jackets actually 8-0 on the road. 4-1 in neutral site games. Three of their losses are at home this year. As the Yellow Jackets, coached by Kevin Wooden in his 19th year at the helm of the program, and he's going to go with a starting lineup that features Aspen Giese, sophomore out of Fort Benton, Montana, Shayla Montague, a junior from Billings, Montana, Courtney Nelson, a sophomore from Scobie, Montana, Carrie-Ann Kunkel, a senior from Hamilton, Montana, fifth-year player actually, and Deani Boyce, a sophomore out of Winifred, Montana. The Falcons, coached by Mike Simonson in his 5th season, and he's going to go with Lolo Weatherspoon in his starting lineup, a sophomore out of Camas, Washington. This is Natalie Hoff in the circle, and wins the tip against Deani Boyce, and the Falcons with it to begin play here. Weatherspoon making her 3rd start of the season, and now she has the ball on the left wing. Gets it to Ashley Alter. Alter looking for Natalie Hoff inside, gets in to the post and puts it up, and that one rattles out. Natalie Hoff was able to get in deep, was not able to convert on the shot. Hunter Beeren also in the starting lineup, and there's a steal by Lola Weatherspoon. She's going to have a wide open path to the bucket and lays it up and in. Weatherspoon gets the Falcons on the board, 2-0, and she just cruised to the bucket there, as that was an uncontested lay-in. Anna Eddy, a sophomore from Portland, Oregon. Ashley Alter, a 5th-year player from Stanwood, Washington. A 3 goes up, and Hoff comes down with a rebound. Natalie Hoff. She's a 5th-year player from Beaverton, Oregon, and of course her younger sister Maya will come off the bench. We see typically Weatherspoon and Maya Hoff trading off. And here's Ashley Alter, a long 2. That one is going to come up short. Does not draw iron. And it'll go out of bounds. Montana State Billings will take it back. And it'll be Courtney Nelson bringing it across midcourt. The Yellow Jackets, a very balanced team. Really no numbers that jump out at you, but they have a lot of solid players, including Courtney Nelson with the ball right now. Tries to go around Alter, and Alter with the good defense there is able to
That's a held ball.
Make it a difficult shot for Nelson, and it'll be
Inbounding on the baseline, left side.
A held ball here. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets on the alternating possession as the Falcons won the tip. And they get it into Boyce, and it's poked away. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons. And the Yellow Jackets will inbound from near the corner here. And this will be Nelson to inbound. And they'll get it out of the corner. And here's a 3 from the top of the key, and that one is off the mark from Aspen Giese. And the Falcons with the rebound the other way. Falcons have been a solid rebounding team all year. And good on the defensive end. Nice pass there from Beeren to Natalie Hoff. And Hoff has the easy lay-in. And it is 4-0 Falcons here in the early going. Nelson across midcourt. Falcons will come up with some nice assists, back cuts, and that's Aspen Giese getting the bucket and putting the Yellow Jackets on the board, 4-2. Falcons by a couple here in the early going, and we get a whistle and a foul. And that one's going on.
Yellow Jackets, number 30.
That one is going on Deani Boyce.
No shots. Out of bounds, Falcons.
That is the first foul of the ball game on either side. Buren able to get it out to Ashley Alter for a three from the top of the key. Nothing but net. And the Falcons take a 7-2 lead. Big game for the Falcons here, as I mentioned, coming in having lost 5 out of their last 7. And they, at the moment, would qualify for the GNAC tournament. Montana State Billings has already wrapped up a spot in that tournament. But the Falcons still fighting for a postseason tournament berth. And that one lost out of bounds, and it was touched by the Falcons.
Billings will have the ball in for the Yellow Jackets.
And this will be Terrence Shelley coming off the bench for the Yellow Jackets, along with Chloe Williams. As Boyce checks out and Giese checks out. Terrence Shelley, the leading scorer. That one thrown right to Lolo Weatherspoon. And Weatherspoon already a couple of steals here in the first quarter, in the first 3 minutes. This one poked away, and it's last touch by Weatherspoon. And it'll go back to the Billings, to the Yellow Jackets, as they will bring it in bounds. And Courtney Nelson with it. This one inside for Shelley, and was not able to catch it and get it up, as underneath the rim a little bit. Here's Natalie Hoff, a long 2, and that one's off the back iron. No good. Rebound, though, comes down to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon will kick it in the corner for Ashley Alter. She comes up short on a 3, and it'll be Yellow Jackets basketball. 7-2 Falcons, 6:17 to go first quarter. And the Yellow Jackets will move it across midcourt. Courtney Nelson at the controls. They'll get it inside to Nelson, and she pulls up from about 6 feet out, puts it in. And the Yellow Jackets back within 3, it's 7-4. Here's Buren across midcourt, handing to Alter. Natalie Hoff. Buren to Alter. Rather, to Natalie Hoff. And a nice pass again there from Hoff to Buren. It was the other way around a moment ago. But this time Hoff finds Buren cutting to the bucket. And now Weatherspoon comes up with another steal, and she's going to have another easy lay-in. Lola Weatherspoon makes it 11-4 Falcons, and that is her 3rd steal of the first quarter. We're not even 5 minutes into this game yet, and Kevin Wooden wants a timeout. 11-4 Falcons, 5:23 to go first quarter. We'll step aside on the SPU webcast and be back with you in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast this afternoon. 11-4 Falcons, and some more substitutions for both teams coming out of the timeout. Danielle Zahn on the floor. She will take the inbounds pass here, and Natalie Andreas has checked in as well. for Montana State Billings. And for the Falcons, Skylar Berry on the floor now. And Haley Marlowe as well. Marlowe was wearing the mask for a few games, but going without it now. As this one is up and in from Taryn Shelley off the glass. And the Yellow Jackets within 5, 11-6. Lola Weatherspoon, 4 points, 3 steals already here in the first 5 minutes. And Weatherspoon gets to the bucket and couldn't connect on this one, but the rebound comes down to Alter. Here's Berry from the free throw line. That one off the back iron, no good. And the rebound now to Natalie Andreas. Andreas from Yakima, Washington. And Taryn Shelley from Shoreline just up the road. But a lot of players from Montana. Here's a steal from Alter. And Alter is going to take it to the bucket and put it up and in. She goes around Danielle Zahn.
Steal and the basket.
And the Falcons creating some turnovers on the defensive end here in the first quarter. 13-6 they lead. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's a pull-up jumper from the free throw line from Chloe Williams. Comes up short. Marlowe across midcourt for the Falcons. Gets it to Weatherspoon. Buren finds Alter. Quick three. Puts it up, puts it in. Ashley Alter gives the Falcons a 10-point lead here in the first quarter. 16-6. Alter's already got 8 points in the ballgame, a couple of threes. Yellow Jackets with it in the front court. This is Montague now to Zahn on the right wing. Zahn will get it back to Montague. She's going to take a three, and that one is good. Had some time to step into that one.
2 points for Shayla Montague.
And they actually say that her foot was on the line. It is a long two, and so it is 16-8. Here's Skylar Berry in the front court. Gets it to Alter. Tried to get it back to Berry in the post, and it's knocked away by the Yellow Jackets. They come back the other way. Danielle Zahn into the post. It's kicked out to Taryn Shelley, and that one rattles home, and that is a three.
This time 3 points for Taryn Shelley.
And the Yellow Jackets cut it back down to 5, 16-11. Buren will hand off to Alter. Berry back to Buren, and back in the post now for Skylar Berry. Good post move there, draws the foul on Taryn Shelley.
2 shots.
And Skylar Berry will head to the free throw line.
Shelley, first foul, second team. In for Montana State Billings.
Maya Hoff and Anna Eddy checking in. Aspen Geesey back. Courtney Nelson and Deani Boyce all in for the Yellow Jackets, as Skylar Berry will head to the free throw line. First free throws of the game for either team here. Berry, a 64% free throw shooter on the season, and gets the first one to go. She's been to the free throw line actually the most times of any Falcon, as she's 42 of 66 coming into the game. Natalie Hoff, 53 of 64, leading the Falcons in free throw shooting percentage at 83%. I say leading. Amelia Bishop is 1 of 1, so she's 100% at the free throw line. But among I don't know what the minimum number is, but players that have been to the free throw line a few times, Natalie Hoff leading the Falcons in free throw shooting percentage. 18-11 here as Berry knocked down both free throws there, and a three goes up and rims out from Chloe Williams, and the Falcons with the rebound. Here's Haley Marlowe into the front court. Hoff finds Alter. She'll step back and get it back to Haley Marlowe. Berry finding Alter, getting a screen now. And here's Marlowe. Marlowe's going to take a three, and she's going to leave that one well short. Courtney Nelson is tripped up, getting the rebound there, and Anna Eddy commits the foul with 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Carrie Ann Kunkel checking back in for MSUB. Taryn Shelley checks out. And it'll be Yellow Jackets ball, 1:30 to go, first quarter. Falcons by 7, 18-11. They've been solid in this first quarter. Here's Chloe Williams driving, getting through a couple of defenders. Nice move there by Williams to get to the bucket, and she lays it up and in. Here's Haley Marlowe the other way. Eddie in the corner for a three, and that one rims out. She can hit that, but doesn't quite get that one down here. Another quick three the other way from Giese, and that one is off the mark. And the Falcons bring it back with under a minute to go in the first quarter. Eddie for Marlowe. Skylar Berry in the corner for Ashley Alter. A three on the way, and it's good. Ashley Alter's got 11 points here in the first quarter. 21-13 Falcons. This is Boyce going to the bucket, puts it in, and draws the foul. And a big play there for the Yellow Jackets.
Number 32,
as Skylar Berry commits the foul. That is her first.
Team foul number 2.
And Deani Boyce with the opportunity to convert a three-point play here. 30.1 on the clock here in the first quarter. So the shot clock is still on.
Returning to your Falcon lineup,
but
14, Hunter
Beeren back in for the Falcons. Shot clock and game clock essentially the same here, as the Falcons will have presumably the final possession of the first quarter if they want it. And Hunter Beeren is in no hurry. 21-16 Falcons. Ashley Alter, 11 points. She gets a break now to close out the first quarter. Here's Anna Eddy driving, kicking in the corner for Marlowe, and they're going to call a foul on Eddy. As
foul against number 20, Anna Eddy. Second foul.
Eddy picks up her second foul.
Alter back in.
Ashley Alter will come back in for her with 6.1 left on the clock here in the first quarter.
Replacing
Chloe Williams coming off, shaken up a bit. And
play is under review.
They will review that last play. Anna Eddy was driving through the lane and passed it in the corner, and then her momentum carried her right into Williams, I believe. She's the one that's shaken up a bit. And the offensive foul called on Anna Eddy. And they're going to take a look at it just to make sure that it's a common foul, and I believe that was the signal the official just gave there. And so we'll resume quickly here. Didn't take a lot of time to review that one. 6 seconds left in the first quarter.
Billings ball.
Courtney Nelson will get it across midcourt. She'll pull up from three and leave it short, and Hunter Beeren comes down with a rebound. Falcons lead by 5 after the first quarter, 21-16, as we will be back with the second quarter momentarily on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back. 21-16 Falcons over the Yellow Jackets as we head for the second quarter. As in the first quarter, Falcons shooting 50% from the floor, the Yellow Jackets 47%. Falcons hit 3 threes. Those were all from Ashley Alter, and 3 of 6 beyond the arc.
Right,
Yellow Jackets just 1 of 5.
You're up by 5.
And both teams 5 assists in the first quarter. Here's Hunter Beeren with it for the Falcons. And she tried to save it as that one thrown out of bounds by Hunter Beeren. Beeren had a couple of points in the first quarter as Taryn Shelley had 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Ashley Alter had 11 for the Falcons. Here's a deep 3, and it's good from Shayla Montague. Alter 11 points on 4 of 6 overall, 3 of 4 beyond the arc. And Lola Weatherspoon 4 points and 3 steals. And the Yellow Jackets back within 2. Here's Haley Marlowe taking a 3, and that one is all net. Nothing but net on that one, and Marlowe is on the board with her first 3. Alter with the assist, and the Falcons back up by 5. Montague for Nelson. Back out to Giese. And now driving here, and that one may have been blocked. Kunkel was driving and trying to get that one up. As the Falcons will take it back the other way. Natalie Hoff wide open in the lane, turns around, nobody's there. Easy lay-in for Natalie Hoff. And Marlowe the assist. And the Falcons lead it 26-19. Nelson into the front court. Trying to get up a shot, and she walked to the basketball. Thought she was going to get bailed out there for a second with a foul call, but they get her for the travel.
Also on board, number 21, Danielle Zahn.
As Danielle Zahn will come back in. And Taryn Shelley, I believe, was the other player that just checked back in for the Yellow Jackets. Lola Weatherspoon driving to her left and finds Natalie Hoff at the free throw line and leaves that one short, but Ashley Alter right there to collect the rebound. Falcons have been a good rebounding team. They've been a really good offensive rebounding team this year. Here's a Haley Marlowe, a 3 on the way, and this one's off the back iron, no good. Giese will come down with the rebound, and the Yellow Jackets will take it the other way, down by 7. Zahn in the post, and that one is going to be a foul. Deani Boyce will get to the line.
Number 10,
and that's going to go on Lola Weatherspoon. That'll be her first.
At the line with 2 shots will be Deani Boyce.
Deani Boyce at the free throw line. Not a lot of free throws in this game to this point. And Boyce misses on the first one. She'll get one more. She is a 72% free throw shooter and has gotten to the line 90 times. Splits a pair here. And the Falcons lead it by 6, 26-20. Weatherspoon on the right wing, gets it in the post to Natalie Hoff. She goes around Shelley. And Natalie Hoff with 6 points in the ball game. Lola Weatherspoon the assist. And the Falcons have had some nice looking offensive sets where they find the open player in the post. And here's a steal for the Falcons. Coming the other way, Beeren. She'll circle back out on the right wing. Get it to Natalie Hoff. Beeren going to take a 3. Nothing but net on that one. May have got just a little bit of rim, but it is a 3 from Hunter Beeren. She's got 5 in the game. 31-20. Falcons lead by 11. Falcons looking really good on the offensive end in this game. And they've been pretty solid on the defensive end too. Here's a 3 on the way off the back iron. Tipped, and Ashley Alter comes down with it. Falcons by 11, 6:25 to go, second quarter. Weatherspoon across midcourt. We'll get it to Marlowe. Here's Beeren in the corner. Weatherspoon. Over to Natalie Hoff. Back to Weatherspoon. Natalie Hoff with it. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Alter finds Hoff going to the bucket. Lays it up and in. And that one just beat the shot clock. And the Falcons not in a rush on that possession. And they get the shot they want at the end of the shot clock. 33-20. This one out to Danielle Zahn for a three, and that one goes down.
Three-point basket, Danielle Zahn.
And the Yellow Jackets back within 10, 33-23. 5:30 to go, second quarter. A long way from over with this one. Here is a nice pass again there from Natalie Hoff to Ashley Alter, and she puts it up and in.
With the pass.
35-23. And the Falcons, time after time, have been able to find somebody cutting to the basket for an easy lay-in. Danielle's on, and Natalie Hoff pokes that one away from Terrence Shelley. Here's Buren. Buren will pull up, and that one is down, climbs over the rim, and the Falcons lead it by 14. Danielle's on the other way. Falcons, this is just the second quarter as Giese misses on the three. This will stay with the Yellow Jackets with 4:37 to go, second quarter. Falcons have looked just really solid here so far in this one. Still have half of the second quarter to go and then the second half, but the Falcons lead it by 14 as we get to the second quarter media timeout. 37-23, 4:37 to go. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast. 37-23 Falcons as we come back from the timeout. And Falcons shooting 60% from the floor. Yellow Jackets 45%. Falcons 56% beyond the arc, 5 out of 9 out there. And they have out-rebounded the Yellow Jackets 12-9 so far in this one. Courtney Nelson with the ball, and she moves to her right and is a little too strong on the jumper there. It's tapped out of bounds. It's going to be SPU ball. And on the floor now for the Yellow Jackets is Madeline Hegum for the first time. Natalie Andreas out there as well. Nelson, Kunkel, and Chloe Williams. As the Falcons have Skylar Berry back on the floor, and she gets the ball from Ashley Alter. Here's Hunter Buren. She'll find Maya Hoff coming to the top to get it. Buren has it poked away, and Courtney Nelson heading back the other way. Ashley Alter gets back on defense and blocks the shot.
Ashley Alter
out of bounds.
Blocking it out of bounds.
And Ashley Alter able to get that quickly there.
Yellow Jackets ball.
And block the shot. It'll be Yellow Jackets ball. 3:59 to go, second quarter. And Marlowe pokes that one out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons. Yellow Jackets will have the basketball.
It'll be Chloe Williams to inbound from in front of the Falcons bench near the scorer's table. Courtney Nelson. This is going to be Kunkel, and she's blocked. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets again.
Out of bounds, Billings ball.
But Falcons coming up with another blocked shot there. This one into Kunkel. Now Nelson with it. And she falls to the floor. Now we get a whistle as a foul committed by Hunter Beeren.
First foul. That'll be the second team
That is her
foul
first.
against the Falcons here in the quarter. Out of bounds, Montana State University. Billings.
20 on the shot clock for the Yellow Jackets. I believe they reset it to 20. This one thrown into the backcourt, and that is allowable, as I don't think that's what they were trying to do. Chloe Williams on a three is too strong. Hegem chases down the rebound. And the Yellow Jackets maintain possession. Kunkel runs into a couple of defenders, and Barry commits the foul.
Foul goes against number 32, Skylar
3:24 to go in the second quarter.
Against Barry. Team foul number 3.
And Carrie-Ann Kunkel will head to the free throw line.
Number 15, Carrie-Ann Kunkel. In for Skylar
As
Barry.
Natalie Hoff will check back
Natalie
in
Hoff.
for Barry. And coming in for the Yellow Jackets
Also in
is going to be
Yellow
Caitlin
Jackets,
Grossman,
number 22,
seeing her
Caitlin
first action
Grossman,
of the
replacing
afternoon.
Madeline Hegem.
And Kunkel to the free throw line, trying to get on the scoreboard here, and she does with a free throw. Kunkel, third on the team in scoring at 10.6 points per ball game. She averages 4.5 rebounds, and she knocks down both free throws here. Coming into the game, an 85% free throw shooter, and she gets a couple there. 12-point lead for the Falcons. 37-25. Here's Marlowe driving, puts it up with the left hand, gets it to roll in. And Haley Marlowe with 5 points in the ball game. And the Falcons back out to a 14-point lead. Grossman will get it to Andreas. And now Williams. And Williams throws it to Natalie Hoff. Trying to get it into the post, but it was Hoff that was right there. And the Falcons forcing another turnover. They lead by 14, 2.5 to go, second quarter. Ashley Alter's going to drive, going to lay it up and in. Got to the bucket with ease. And Alter with 15 points here in the first half, 41-25 Falcons. The Yellow Jackets 9-0 in 2023. And they have not lost a road game yet. They are in for a test here this afternoon against the Falcons. There is a bucket by Andreas as she gets into the lane and lays it up and in. Andreas on the board with her first 2 points. Here is Maya Hoff getting a screen from her sister. And tried to find Natalie Hoff. It's last touched, I believe, there by Natalie Hoff. And so it will be a turnover.
Back in the lineup for Maya Hoff,
and a few subs in for the Yellow Jackets. Boyce, Shelley, Montague, Nelson, and Giese, the original starting 5 now on the floor. And for the Falcons, Lola Weatherspoon just checked back in for Maya Hoff. Here's a 3 on the way from Boyce from the corner, and that one is good. And the Yellow Jackets with an 11, under a minute and a half to go here in the second quarter. Natalie Hoff will get it to Beeren. Now Weatherspoon going to drive, and a little too strong, trying to get to the bucket there. And that one over the rim. Yellow Jackets the other way. Boyce on the left wing for Giese. And now a 3 from the top of the key from Montague is no good. Boyce there for the rebound. Puts it back up. Couldn't get it to go. Falcons with the rebound. Natalie Hoff. And here come the Falcons the other way, leading by 11 with under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Natalie Hoff going to take a 3. And that one misses. Well off the mark there, and the Yellow Jackets the other way with it. Nelson, Montague, and they play catch. Here's Giese with it, 25 seconds left on the game clock. Terrence Shelley puts it up, couldn't get it to go. And Giese is able to pull down her own rebound. And we get a foul call on Natalie Hoff with 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Maya Hoff will check back in. I believe I said that the Yellow Jackets had their original starting 5 on the floor. Taryn Shelley was not in the starting 5. She's out there. But Taryn Shelley is actually their leader in points per game at 12.0. Here's Courtney Nelson. Driving, kicking in the corner for Montague. An open 3, and she couldn't get it to go. Hoff the rebound, and she's just going to hold on to the ball and take it to halftime. And the Falcons with a very solid first half, leading the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets 41-30 at halftime. We will take a break here. Come back in a couple of minutes and recap the first half for you. Later on in the halftime break, we'll take a look around the GNAC and see what's going on in other games. But we will step aside for now on the SBU webcast. 41-30, Falcons lead the Yellow Jackets at halftime. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you at halftime. Falcons lead the Yellow Jackets 41-30. Yellow Jackets have yet to lose in 2023, but the Falcons really played a solid first half, and see if they can keep the pressure on in the second half, as Falcons leading in have the edge in a lot of the team statistical categories, as they outshoot the Yellow Jackets in the first half 59% to 36% overall from the floor. Falcons were 50% beyond the arc, 31% for the Yellow Jackets. And at the free throw line, Yellow Jackets went 4 of 5, 80%. Falcons got to the line just twice in that first half, and they went 2 of 2. Yellow Jackets actually out-rebounded the Falcons 17-15, but a lot of the other stats in favor of the Falcons, as they come up with 7 steals in the first half to just 2 for the Yellow Jackets, 11 assists for the Falcons, 8 for the Yellow Jackets, and Yellow Jackets turned it over 8 times, the Falcons 6 times. Falcons 4-0 in blocks as well, and 22-8 in points in the paint. The Falcons were able to consistently get good shots, and they were finding people cutting to the bucket with regularity in that first half, as individually For the Yellow Jackets of Montana State Billings, it was Deani Boyce with 7 points, a couple of rebounds, and she hit a 3. 5 points apiece from Shayla Montague, who also hit a 3, and Taryn Shelley had 5 points as well. Aspen Giese had 2 points and 5 rebounds. So Giese leads the way in rebounds for the Yellow Jackets at this point in the ball game. Lola Weatherspoon really set the tone early for the Falcons, getting 3 steals in the first 5 minutes of the game, had 4 points. Those 2 buckets were breakaway lay-ins off of steals. Ashley Alter leads the way for the Falcons, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and 2 steals. So Ashley Alter, a very solid first half for SBU. Natalie Hoff also 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. And Hunter Beeren chips in 7 points, a rebound, and 3 assists, and a blocked shot for Beeren as well. So the Falcons with an 11-point lead at the break, 41-30. Let's take another break here on the SBU webcast, and when we come back, we will take a look around the GNAC. One other game going on right now, and 3 more coming up later on today. But we'll kind of let you know where everybody's at in the standings. Back in a couple of minutes here on the SBU webcast. 41-30 Falcons over the Yellow Jackets at halftime. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you at halftime. Falcons leading the Yellow Jackets 41-30. As we take a look around the third at 9-5, the Falcons split a pair of games with them, both winning at home. And the Falcons in fourth at 7-6, 12-9 overall. Alaska Anchorage is 6-7 in the GNAC in fifth place, and they're 14-8 overall. Northwest Nazarene 6-8. Simon Fraser 6-8. So top 6 get into the GNAC tournament, and still a lot of teams tightly bunched up. But Falcons 3 games clear of Western Oregon, who they lost to actually last week. Falcons 7-6. Western Oregon is the 8th place team in the GNAC, and they're tied actually with St. Martin's. Both of those teams 4-9. Alaska Fairbanks is 1-12 in the GNAC, and pretty safe to say they will not be in the GNAC tournament this year, as we're getting down to the final games here, and 5 games left for both of these teams, including the one going on right now. And so just 2 more weeks after today, both of these teams will be taking on Western Washington and Simon Fraser next week. It'll be the Falcons taking on Simon Fraser first, and then Western Washington. And the Yellow Jackets will do the reverse and take on Western Washington first and then Simon Fraser, and then both of these teams will have the Alaska schools at home in 2 weeks. And coming down the stretch here in the GNAC, things getting interesting. The Falcons really putting up a good effort here in the first half. They lead it 41-30, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling here in the next few minutes when we get started with the second half. But Montana State Billings 9-0 in 2023, and one of the other anomalies that I mentioned, they're perfect on the road at 8-0, and so the Falcons with a chance to deal a loss to the Yellow Jackets this afternoon, and it would be their first road loss and their first loss in 2023. But still a long way to go here, and just an 11-point margin at the break. And we'll see. I'm sure the Yellow Jackets are going to put together a run here in the second half. We'll have the second half coming up for you in just a few moments on the SPU webcast. And we'll step aside again for a couple of minutes and get you ready for second half action coming up shortly here on the SPU webcast. Second half action coming up from Royal Broham Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons lead it over the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets 41-30. And the Falcons have played a very solid first half. Mentioned they have lost 5 out of their last 7. That started with a loss at Billings back on January 14th. And trying to return the favor here on the Falcons home floor this afternoon, as Falcons will bring their original starting 5 back out. they're already out on the floor. The Yellow Jackets still their team huddling here. And it's a really solid first half, particularly for Ashley Alter with 15 points. But really the Falcons as a team playing extremely well. As one of the big numbers, they had 11 assists in that first half. The Yellow Jackets had 8. But Yellow Jackets will start the second half with possession. And it'll be Boyce getting it into Giese. And now here's Courtney Nelson. Giese drives, kicks back the other way to Nelson. Here's Boyce driving, kicking in the corner for a 3 from Montague, and that one is good. And so the Yellow Jackets with a solid possession there, starting off the second half with a 3 from Shayla Montague. And she's got 8 points in the ballgame. 41-33. Weatherspoon for Alter. And Weatherspoon now with the drop step there, and that one was sitting up on the rim for a moment, does not go in. And the Yellow Jackets with the rebound. It was a good move by Weatherspoon, but couldn't get that one to go down. Here's Courtney Nelson being guarded by Ashley Alter. Giese now will step back and take a 3, and that one is good. And the Yellow Jackets back-to-back threes to start the third quarter, and they have cut it to 5 points quickly, 41-36. Here's Alter for Natalie Hoff. Dishes back to Alter. Weatherspoon over to Eddy. Eddy for Buren. She takes a 3, and that one's off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Giese. Here come the Yellow Jackets again on a 6-0 run to start the third quarter. And this one off the mark from Montague. Giese ends up with it, and the Yellow Jackets keep possession. Nelson and Weatherspoon comes in and gets the steal, and Anna Eddy tries to save it, but she's on the sideline. And so it'll be Yellow Jackets ball with 8:07 to go here in the third. And Montague will inbound to Giese, who is right on the sideline there, but able to keep it in bounds. Giese going to take another 3, and that one is off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Alter. Here's Weatherspoon across midcourt. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Natalie Hoff now. Here's Buren. Buren tried to get it through the key to Alter, and Courtney Nelson knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Falcons with 10 on the shot clock. 7:37 to go third quarter. Falcons trying to get on the board here. They have led wire to wire. Natalie Hoff is tripped up, and they're going to get a foul here on Carrie-Ann Kunkel.
Carrie-Ann Kunkel, first foul, first team.
And that'll reset the shot clock to 20.
On the baseline.
Buren will get it in. Gets it into Weatherspoon, and she has it ripped away. Here's Kunkel the other way. And now Alter got to that one for a second, but Nelson ends up with it. Courtney Nelson able to keep the dribble, get into the lane, and draw the foul. 2 shots coming up for Courtney Nelson, as the foul is on Lola Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon commits her second foul. And Courtney Nelson to the free throw line. Has the wrap on the right wrist there. Gets the first free throw to go. Nelson shooting 79% at the stripe this year. And she's actually gotten to the line more times than any other Yellow Jacket. She gets both free throws to go here. She'll check out, and Danielle Zahn will come in. But the Yellow Jackets right back in this game, down 3, 41-38. And the Falcons needing to put together some good possessions again here. And this is a good one here as Anna Eddy finds Hunter Buren going to the lane, and she puts it up and in. Another good cut to the basket there by a Falcon player. And they've had a few different players get easy buckets by making good cuts to the bucket. 43-38 Falcons. Here's Giese. Nice move there by Giese, but she couldn't get the shot to go. Rebound, and they're going to get a foul on Buren as Deani Boyce was trying to put that one back up. And they call Buren for the foul.
Second foul.
That's her second.
Boyce to the line with the deuce.
And it'll be 2 shots for Deani Boyce. And she puts in the first. Boyce, as we mentioned in the first half, 72% from the stripe coming in. And gets both here. So it's a 3-point ball game. Again, 43-40. Deani Boyce now 9 points in the game. Eddy to Buren. She'll get a screen from Natalie Hoff. Buren, baseline. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. Finds Weatherspoon cutting into the lane. And a Weatherspoon with an easy bucket. And the Falcons back out to a 5-point lead. Another good possession there as Buren kind of got trapped under the bucket, but stayed patient. Here's Giese getting it to Montague. Zahn back to Giese now, being guarded by Buren. Screen, and Buren plays through it. That one off the back iron, no good from Giese. And Buren the rebound for the Falcons. 5:47 to go, third quarter. Here's Alter. Gets it to Weatherspoon in the left corner. Hoff back to Weatherspoon, going to take a 3. And that one rims out. Had an open 3 there. Had time to set her feet. Just couldn't quite get it to go down. Here is Kunkel with a fadeaway jumper from the left side. And that one comes up short. Buren with the rebound. Buren, the step back jumper. That one rims out. And the Yellow Jackets the rebound. Montague will get it to Zahn. 5:10 to go, third quarter. 5-point lead for SPU. Shayla Montague in the post for Deani Boyce. Kicks it back out. Zahn. And she tried to get it into Kunkel. She does. And here's Boyce now, a 3 from the corner. And Deani Boyce puts it in. And the Yellow Jackets pulled it within 2. 45-43. And this one was 41-30 at halftime. The Yellow Jackets have outscored the Falcons 13-4 here in the third quarter so far. Natalie Hoff to Ashley Alter. Alter pulls up, puts it in.
Ashley Alter.
And Alter with 17 points in the ball game. 47-43 Falcons. Here's Zahn handing off to Giese. Back to Zahn on the right wing, being guarded by Alter. Giese over to Boyce. Weatherspoon cuts her off. Out to Kunkel for a 3, and that one comes up short. Rebound to the Falcons. Hunter Buren with it. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And both teams, several subs waiting to check in. Next dead ball will be a media timeout. Here's Buren. Getting the screen from Natalie Hoff. Drives, puts it up and in. Hunter Buren scoops it up off the glass. And the Falcons lead by 6, 49-43. Buren with 11 points in the ballgame. She's having a solid afternoon here. Zahn for Boyce. Boyce finding Montague, reverses it up and in. And a big play there for the Yellow Jackets as it'll be Montague going to the free throw line. Anna Eddy commits the foul. And that'll take us to a media timeout. 49-45 Falcons. And 3:24 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. 3:24 to go third quarter. Yellow Jackets within 4. They've come to as close as within 2, as both teams subbing in a lot of players here after the timeout. They were kind of stacking up on the sideline there in front of the scorer's table. Falcons now, Alter still on the floor, and Buren as well, but Haley Marlowe, Maya Hoff, and Skylar Berry on the floor. Shayla Montague at the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets, trying to complete a three-point play, and comes up short. Haley Marlowe able to pull down the rebound. Yellow Jackets, I believe, subbed in 4. Chloe Williams is out there, Natalie Andreas. And this is Alter getting to the bucket, laying it up and in. And Ashley Alter, a game-high 19 for her. Montague still on the floor with Zahn at the controls now. Taryn Shelley is out there. And there's Williams. She'll get it to Shelley. Andreas being guarded by Maya Hoff. She gets around Maya Hoff. Tried to reverse it up, couldn't get it to go. And the Falcons with the rebound. Here is Hunter Buren. She'll get it to Haley Marlowe. Marlowe in the post for Barry. Barry trying to go around Taryn Shelley, and she does. And she gets it up off the glass and in, and the Falcons lead by 8, 53-45. Skylar Berry with 4 points in the ball game. 2:22 to go third quarter. Here's Shayla Montague. Back out for Natalie Andreas, going to take a 3. That one comes up short, but Chloe Williams there for the rebound. Yellow Jackets will keep it alive. 8-point lead for the Falcons as we tick down toward 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Zahn finds Andreas cutting to the bucket, and nobody there for the Falcons on defense. As they lost Andreas, and she gets to the bucket and scores 53-47. Andreas now 4 points in the ball game. Here's Marlowe. Alter. We'll get it back out to Buren. Maya Hoff finds Skylar Berry. And she tries to dish it through to Alter, and she does, and Alter scores again. Ashley Alter puts the Falcons back up by 8, and she's got 21 points in the ball game. Big game from Ashley Alter. Falcons need it. They lead by 8. Here's Chloe Williams finding Andreas again, gets to the bucket, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. And she will head to the free throw line with 1:09 to go here in the third quarter. Foul called on Berry. That'll be her third. As Courtney Nelson and Deani Boyce in for the Yellow Jackets. And Natalie Andreas to the free throw line. Lola Weatherspoon back in for the Falcons. 6-point lead. And Andreas trying to make it 5, and she does. Natalie Andreas, 83% at the line. Carrie-Ann Kunkel comes in for Andreas. And the Falcons with a 5-point lead, just over a minute to play here in the third quarter. Buren into the front court. Alter to Weatherspoon. And now Buren again. Finds Alter. Alter driving, and she's able to draw the foul there on Courtney Nelson. And Ashley Alter will get to the free throw line. 49.2 left on the clock. Alter was a little out of control there, but Nelson had something to do with that. And Alter gets to the free throw line, puts in the first. Alter averaging 14.6 points per game for the Falcons, and she is 78% at the free throw line. And she knocks down both here to give the Falcons a 7-point lead, 57-50. Ashley Alter, 23 points in the ball game. She's been solid throughout the game. Here is Zahn finding Kunkel for a long 2, and she puts that in. And the Yellow Jackets back to within 5. Shot clock is off as the Falcons inbounded it just after the 30-second mark had cleared off the clock. And so Haley Marlowe in the front court being guarded by Danielle Zahn, who took a swipe at the ball, but Marlowe able to keep possession. Buren in the corner for Alter, a three on the way, and that one comes up short. And the rebound to Nelson. She's not able to get a shot up by the time the buzzer sounds there. And the Falcons take a 5-point lead into the fourth quarter, 57-52. We'll be right back on the SB webcast in just a moment. Good ball game coming down the stretch. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, coming down to the fourth quarter here, 57-52 Falcons, as the Falcons continue to outshoot the Yellow Jackets, 59% to 39% from the floor. And the Yellow Jackets out-rebounding the Falcons 25-21. Falcons have led wire to wire. The Yellow Jackets have not led in the game. They did get within 2 in the third quarter. Falcons with the opening possession of the fourth quarter. Weatherspoon to Barry in the high post. Here's Buren, going to drive, find Barry going to the bucket, and Barry couldn't get the shot to go. And the Yellow Jackets the other way. Giese cross court for Boyce, and that one off the front rim, but Giese is there for the rebound. Yellow Jackets have been able to get a few offensive boards in this one, as that is actually their 12th of the game. And that's a stat you normally see the Falcons getting a lot of. The Falcons only 3 offensive boards in this one. Alter commits the foul. That's just our first. And it'll be a non-shooting foul. Falcons, or the Yellow Jackets rather, will inbound. 9:15 to go in the ball game. Here's Deani Boyce. Kicking it out to Giese. Here's Kunkel. She finds Boyce, and Boyce lost it out of bounds. And the Falcons will take it back. As that turnover there by the Yellow Jackets, just their 9th in the game, so really a pretty cleanly played ball game. Falcons have turned it over just 7 times. But both teams 13 points off turnovers. And Skylar Berry will kick it to Weatherspoon, and she walked with the basketball. Took just an extra step there.
Into the Yellow Jackets, number 12, Shayla Montague.
Yeah, Shayla Montague checks back in for MSUB. And the Yellow Jackets down 5. Still a lot of time to go in this one. And the Falcons have played well. The Yellow Jackets outscored them 22-16 in the third quarter. And the Falcons trying to hang on here. Courtney Nelson gets it to Deani Boyce, and Weatherspoon commits the foul. Just a little too much aggression on defense there. And not a ton of contact, but enough. And Eddy will check in for Hunter Buren. And it'll be Montague getting it in. Here's Boyce, a 3 from the top of the key, and that one comes up well short. Drew iron, and was pretty well short, though. Falcons with the rebound going the other way. Eddy in the corner. We'll get it to Alter. Here's Barry for Alter. Alter going to step back and take a 3, and that one off the back iron, no good. It's going to go over the backboard. And out of bounds to the Yellow Jackets. Still scoreless here in the fourth quarter. 7:58 to go in the game. And Kunkel comes out. I believe it was Shelley that just checked back in for the Yellow Jackets. Here is Montague. Nelson will get it to Giese. Giese partially blocked, and they're going to keep that one with MSUB. As I think it was Alter that got to that one and got a piece of it. So Yellow Jackets will maintain possession here. 10 on the shot clock. They'll get it into Giese. Nelson being guarded by Marlowe. And Marlowe crashes into Shelley. No whistle there. Here's Giese on a long two. Let's see. Yes, it is a two. And Giese gets the Yellow Jackets within 3, 57-54. Here's Eddie taking a three, and that one off the mark, no good. Rebound comes down to Alter. And the Falcons maintain possession as they get an offensive board. Alter drives, steps back, and leaves it short. Nelson with the rebound. Yellow Jackets within 3. They can tie it with a 3 here. 6:55 to go in the ball game. Here's Boyce. Finding Nelson, getting to the bucket, and I think it was Marlowe that got a piece of it. As the shot misses, the Yellow Jackets get another offensive rebound. They get another one, and they keep possession. Falcons, good defense there, but unable to secure the rebound. And here's a three on the way from Deani Boyce, and we are tied up at 57 apiece. 6:30 to go in the game. And it's all tied up for the first time since we were at 0-0. And timeout called by Mike Simonson of SBU. 6:17 to go in the ball game. And we will step aside here on the SBU webcast. Good one going down the stretch here, 57-57. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back to action here inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Officials at the scorer's table maybe reviewing something, and they are as we come back from the timeout. 6:17 to go in the ball game, and we're tied up at 57 as this game had not been tied. Falcons had led wire to wire, but Deani Boyce on a three able to tie it up for Billings, and she's now got 15 points in the ball game, leading the way for the Yellow Jackets, as Deani Boyce averaging 11.3 points per ball game, 6 rebounds a game for the Yellow Jackets coming into this one. She's got 15. Shayla Montague has 10. And for the Falcons, 23 from Ashley Alter, 11 from Hunter Buren. Natalie Hoff has 8. Those were all in the first half. And not sure what prompted the review here, as looked like they may be actually checking to see if Boyce had a foot on the line on the three from the corner. Looked like a good three, but not sure exactly if that's what they're reviewing or there's something else that they're taking a look at. 6:17 to go in the ball game. Big game here for the Falcons in particular, trying to go to 8-6 in the GNAC and knock off a ranked team. So didn't mention this earlier. This is the 7th time that the Falcons have faced off against a ranked team. They are 2-4. They did beat Azusa Pacific in November, and then they won over Central Washington, who was ranked at the time, on New Year's Eve here at Royal Brown Pavilion. They're going to take on another ranked opponent next week in Western Washington, who is currently eighth. As that one poked away from Natalie Hoff. And here come the Yellow Jackets with an opportunity to take the lead. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. Courtney Nelson calling out a play. Nelson will drive on Eddie, and she's going to get around Eddie and couldn't get the shot to go, though. And it's going to go to the Falcons. Not last touched by the Yellow Jackets. And so the Falcons catch a break there. Courtney Nelson had gotten to the bucket and was not able to get the shot to go. Lola Weatherspoon for Marlowe. Marlowe tried to get it to Eddie, and Eddie does end up with it. Here's Buren, and she gave it right up to Terrence Shelley. And I believe, no, they're going to call a foul on Buren.
Foul's on number 14, Hunter Buren.
As Buren drove into traffic, and Shelley was right there.
13 foul.
And then Buren, trying to get it back, commits the foul. Courtney Nelson with it. Giese. Nelson in the post for Shelley. She passes it out. Montague, a three from the corner. That one off the mark. And it ends up in the hands of Montague. A three from Giese on the way. That one rims out. Rebound to Natalie Hoff. And the Falcons an opportunity to take the lead back. Under 5 minutes to go. Hunter Buren gets it to Hoff. Back to Buren. A three on the way from Buren. And that one's off the mark. Eddie unable to come up with the rebound there as Montague pulls it down for the Yellow Jackets. And now Nelson into the front court. Boyce for Montague. Here's Giese. Nelson on the left wing being guarded by Marlowe. 9 on the shot clock. Shelley over Natalie Hoff, puts it in along two. And the Yellow Jackets take the lead for the first time in the game, 59-57. 4 minutes to go. Falcons needing to get to put together some more good possessions here on the offensive end. Natalie Hoff leaves it short. And the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Montague for Courtney Nelson. Yellow Jackets up by 2. Nelson for Giese. Here's Boyce finding Montague in the corner for a three, and that one goes down. And the Yellow Jackets out to a 5-point lead now, 62-57. And the Yellow Jackets have been in control for a lot of the second half here. It was an 11-point Falcon lead at halftime. Here's Anna Eddy taking a three, and that one goes down. A big three from Anna Eddy, and it's her first 3 points of the ball game. And that gets the Falcons back within 2, 62-60. 3 minutes to go. Falcons need a few more big shots like that. Here's Courtney Nelson. She's going to get to the bucket and draw the foul. And that one's going to go on Haley Marlowe.
Number 12, Haley Marlowe, first foul.
First foul on Marlowe. Ashley Alter will check back in. And the Falcons with Alter. We take another timeout here. 2:42 to go, third quarter. Falcons with their key players out there for the stretch run here. 2:42 to go, 62-60. Billings with the lead. We'll be back in just a moment. .242 to go in the ball game. Courtney Nelson getting ready to shoot free throws coming out of the timeout, as the Yellow Jackets have outscored the Falcons 10-3 here in the fourth quarter, and we're under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. So the Yellow Jackets have really kept the Falcons down, and really it was Anna Eddy with a three, the only points in the fourth quarter for the Falcons to this point. Courtney Nelson to the free throw line, and that one rims out.
One more for Courtney Nelson.
Nelson, 79% at the free throw stripe on the season. And she gets the second one to go. Nothing but net on that one. 3-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. And every possession critical here for the Falcons. Buren will get it to Alter. She'll find Natalie Hoff. Swing it over to Eddy. And now Alter on the right side with it. Alter drives, finds Eddy. Eddy steps back, takes a three, and that one's short. And the rebound comes down to Taryn Shelley, who's able to pull it away. And the Yellow Jackets back the other way with a 3-point lead. Aspen Giese coming across midcourt. Gets it to Courtney Nelson on the right wing. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Montague to Giese. Nelson, Boyce over the top for Shelley, turns around and a little too strong on that one. And Natalie Hoff with the rebound. Falcons the other way. Buren. And Buren is tripped up, going to the bucket.
Yellow Jackets possession.
And they say that she just tripped on her own and lost it out of bounds. Yellow Jackets will take it back. So not a good time for Buren to lose her balance there. Don't know if somebody did actually trip her or she just tripped on her own, but that was the way it was ruled on the floor. And so the Yellow Jackets with possession again, now under a minute and a half to go in the ball game. Trying to make it a two-possession game. Nelson drives, gets around Natalie Hoff, couldn't get it to go though. And Alter will come out of backcourt with the ball. And Mike Simonson will take a timeout with 1:12 to go. And the Falcons within 3. Some critical possessions coming up here, including the next one. 63-60, Montana State Billings with the lead. And Billings has outscored the Falcons 11-3 here in the fourth quarter. Falcons have been limited to just 3 points here in the quarter. And they need to find a way to get a few more here to pull this one out. Both teams discussing things here. Simonson drawing up a play for the Falcons as they come out with their original starting 5. And the Yellow Jackets do as well. As Taryn Shelley takes a seat.
Possession, 1:12 to go.
Lola Weatherspoon will inbound from in front of the Falcons bench. And she'll get it into Hunter Buren. Here's Natalie Hoff in the post. and tried to get it back out to Buren. Buren is able to come away with it, and Natalie Hoff is going to get to the free throw line. Falcons almost turned it over there, and they were able to keep possession. And now 58.4 left on the clock, and Carrie Ann Kunkel commits the foul. Natalie Hoff to the free throw line, and Natalie Hoff 83% at the line, and she misses off the back iron here. One more to go. Haley Marlowe going to check back in along with Taryn Shelley for the Yellow Jackets. And Hoff splits a pair at the free throw line. And it'll be now Kevin Wooden taking a timeout for the Yellow Jackets. 58.4 left on the clock. Yellow Jackets by 2, 63-61. And we'll keep it here on the SPU webcast, a 30-second timeout. It is a 2-point ball game. Yellow Jackets with the lead and the ball. 58.4 left. Falcons need to stop, and they need a bucket on the other end. As
Isaiah Archer setting the new school record for the 400-meter
SPU.
49.15. Let's hear it for Isaiah.
Isaiah Archer setting a record in track in the 400 meters.
Way to go, Isaiah.
And he's here in the building as some of the track team on the other side of the court. There's most of the fans on kind of on the side behind the scores table, but
support right now. Give the Falcons your love.
The Yellow Jackets will inbound with just under a minute to play, and they're up by 2. Here's Courtney Nelson getting a screen from Shelley. And the Yellow Jackets will try to run some clock here. Nelson will drive around Marlowe, and she'll pull it back out. 15 on the shot clock. Nelson now driving to her left. Buren gets around Buren and is going to get to the free throw line. And she goes down hard in the lane.
This time the foul's number 14, Hunter Buren.
And Buren commits the foul. 35.1 left on the clock.
Bonus time. 2 shots will be coming.
And Courtney Nelson to the free throw line as Carrie Ann Kunkel checks back in, and Eddy checks back in.
At the foul line with 2 shots, Courtney Nelson.
And Courtney Nelson, a couple of big free throws coming up here. 35.1 left, trying to make it a 2-possession game. And the first one is up and good. Nelson now 6 points in the ball game. Split a pair a moment ago at the free throw line. This time splits another pair as Natalie Hoff comes up with the rebound, and Mike Simonson gets the timeout called. With 33.4 left in the ball game, 3-point game. Falcons will have possession coming out of the next timeout, as this has been a timeout fest, as it is often in a tight ball game down the stretch. But Falcons will have possession with 33.4 to go in the ball game. Coming out of the timeout, Ashley Alter, 23 points in the ball game, has not scored here in the fourth quarter. Nobody has, other than Anna Eddy and Natalie Hoff had a free throw a moment ago. As the Falcons came into the quarter at 57. And just 4 points here in the fourth quarter. So Yellow Jackets really have been able to hold the Falcons down in this quarter. And the Falcons need at least one more possession if they can get a 3 to tie it. But they really need a couple of buckets here to try to close this one out. Officials now coming over and reviewing something. And that's the second time they've done that, where timeout's almost over and then they decide to come over. From my perspective, I haven't been watching them. They may have been reviewing it throughout the timeout. But we're good to go here with 33.4 to go. And the officials will get action started back up here. And the Falcons will have Lola Weatherspoon inbounding to Hunter Buren. And a big possession here for the Falcons. And Courtney Nelson's going to commit the foul on Buren. That's just the second foul for the Yellow Jackets here in the fourth quarter. And so they have a few left to give here. And they may try to commit some more. Courtney Nelson again committing a foul. That will be her third as she commits it on Buren.
Third foul, third team.
That's the third foul
Back into the game
for the Yellow Jackets.
Number 11, Chloe Williams.
Chloe Williams in for Carrie Ann Kunkel. And now Buren will get it to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon has to kick it back out somewhere. Buren, and
timeout SPU.
It'll be Simonson taking another timeout here with 11.4 left. Still a couple of fouls one foul to give. The fifth team foul for the Yellow Jackets would put the Falcons at the free throw line. And that may be where this one ends up, as Falcons with 11.4 needing a way to get a three up and in without being fouled. As, of course, the Yellow Jackets, if they end up putting the Falcons on the free throw line, it's still a three-point game. So Mike Simonson needs to draw up a way to get an open three here with 11.4 left on the clock.
Hunter Buren to inbound.
And it'll be Buren to inbound for the Falcons. Just 20 points in the ball game here in the second half, rather. Buren gets it to Eddy. And now Buren gonna take a three on the way, and it's off the mark. Alter gets the rebound. Its time has expired. Actually, a shot clock violation, as the Yellow Jackets will take it back, but the game is over. There's zeros showing on the clock. They may reset the clock, as they're going to review this, but the Yellow Jackets are going to have possession after the review here, and they are going to walk off with a win here. And the Falcons had the lead for the majority of this game. They had 41 points at halftime. They've only been able to come up with 20 here in the second half, 16 of those in the third quarter. They have been held to 4 points here in the fourth quarter. And the Falcons looked so good in the first half, and they're going to come up short here on their home floor to drop to 7-7 overall in GNAC play. 12-10 will be their overall record. 1.4 left on the clock, as they set it back to 1.4, but it's going to be Billings ball. And the Falcons down 3. They're going to have to find a way to get a steal and a three in 1.4 seconds. And the Yellow Jackets will get it at midcourt. So all they have to do really is inbound the ball here successfully, and that should do it. Montague will get it into Nelson, and that's going to run out the clock, as it is a final of 64-61. Montana State Billings dominates the fourth quarter, the second half, but particularly the fourth quarter. And the Yellow Jackets walk off with a win. Deani Boyce, 15 points to lead the way for the Yellow Jackets. And they got 13 from Shayla Montague as well. So a tough loss for the Falcons. They really looked good, particularly in the first half. And the Yellow Jackets really set the tone in the second half by coming out, knocking down a couple of threes, getting right back in the ball game. And they are able to come away with the win, 64-61. It has been a while since my live stats have updated. Stuck on 57-57, but we'll give you some stats for the ball game that may be a little bit off. as of the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, the Falcons were shooting 53% for the game. That was down. They were shooting about 59% for much of the ball game, and unable to come up with just 4 points total in the fourth quarter. As the Yellow Jackets got to the free throw line a few times, Natalie Hoff had split a pair a couple of minutes ago. Yellow Jackets end up getting the edge in rebounds, and again, not a final. As of 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the Yellow Jackets had the rebounding edge, 31-24, and Falcons led for the majority of the game. The Yellow Jackets were able to get the lead in the fourth quarter and not give it back, as again, some individual stats that may not be complete. Boyce finished with 15. Montague finished with 13. And those were the two in double figures for the Yellow Jackets. And that's kind of been the way that they have won ball games this year, is they don't have anybody that really dominates the scoring for them. It's just they're a balanced team. They get a lot out of everybody. Aspen Giese actually had 10 rebounds in this game, and she finishes with 7 points. And for the Falcons, it was Ashley Alter with 23, but she was held scoreless in the fourth quarter. Falcons only used 8 players in this one. And Alter finishes with 23. Hunter Buren finishes with 11. Neither of those players scored in the fourth quarter, as it was just Anna Eddy with a 3 and Natalie Hoff with a free throw. And that was all the Falcons got in that fourth quarter. So Falcons will go back to the drawing board. Actually, they're going to head up to Canada next week to go take on Simon Fraser, and then they will be in Bellingham at Western Washington. Falcons dropped to 7-7 overall, 7-7 in conference rather, 12-10 overall. Montana State Billings runs their perfect road record to 9-0, and they go to 21-4 overall. They have now won 10 straight. They are 12-2 in the GNAC, and they have they already locked up a GNAC tournament spot on Thursday while they were idle. But they're going to be taking on Western Washington next week in Bellingham. The GNAC tournament is going to take place in Bellingham at Western Washington University, and that will be March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, as Western Washington is in the tournament, and Montana State Billings is in. Central Washington is in 3rd in the GNAC. They are presumably in, just haven't clinched a spot yet. And then a few teams with an opportunity: Seattle Pacific, Alaska Anchorage, Simon Fraser, Northwest Nazarene, all within striking distance of getting into the tournament. And it'll be an interesting finish, as the Alaska schools will be here the February 23rd and 25th. The last 2 games of the regular season will be here at Royal Broman Pavilion, as the Falcons will take on Anchorage on Thursday night, February 23rd, and then they will take on Fairbanks on the 25th. And it'll be interesting down the stretch. Falcons unable to come up with the win here. They dropped the ball game by the count of 64-61. And we are going to go ahead and sign off here on the SPU webcast. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and coming down the stretch here, just a couple of home games left. February 23rd, the next one, Alaska Anchorage will be here 7:30 p.m., the tip time for our next home game here on SPU women's basketball. The men's basketball team will also be playing the same schools, doubleheaders both on the 23rd and 25th. Have a good rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next time on the SPU Webcast.